Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
All-terrain vehicles have been deployed near Waratah in the search for missing Belgian woman Celine Cremier. For more, we're joined now by our reporter Annie Green. Good evening, Annie. Police were seeking information from a second hiker in the area.
They were, Lou. Investigators were looking to speak to a walker who was at Philosopher's Falls on Sunday, June 18. Now, that's before the June 20 date originally given as when Celine vanished. But authorities now say it's possible she could have left her Honda CR-V in the Philosopher's Falls car park earlier than first thought. They were seeking information from a person who might have been able to help pin down her movements, issuing a call out this morning. Late this afternoon, this hiker has come forward, the police thanking them and other members of the public for providing information. Those involved in the search have been scouring the area's extremely dense bushland, often in freezing temperatures, since Tuesday. Lou?
Very hard time. Let's hope they get some closure soon. Thanks for that, Annie Green. The state's former chief psychiatrist has been blocked from ever taking that job again, along with other sanctions. The Civil and Administrative Tribunal has handed down Aaron Groves' punishment for engaging in a personal relationship with a patient. Mr Groves will not be allowed to practice privately and cannot take the most senior position in any health or government organisation. He will also require supervision. The sound of music can be heard all across Hobart this week, with the Festival of Voices in full swing. Alongside the iconic Big Sing, musicians have had a chance to connect and learn a few tricks.
A masterclass in choral conducting, learning the art and how it's affected by anatomy.
And notice how there's a lovely spaciousness.
An activity called body mapping,
which is all about conductors understanding their body and how it works and how that helps to communicate the messages to the choir or send the wrong messages to the choir.
It's just one part of the Festival of Voices, the singing celebration featuring performances and classes over the coming week.
There's literally something for everyone, and the weekends particular are so busy, but we do have week events as well. And there's just something going on every single night.
It gets people outdoors in the wintertime where it's generally more difficult to get people to come out, spend time, spend money and congregate with one another.
At the Fern Tree Tavern, musician Paul Jarman is leading a songwriting workshop.
Man, these songs were good.
Aspiring artists fleshing out ideas and finding their zone.
The idea is that we're unravelling all the aspects of how you can get into a state of mind or a habit of mind to allow yourself to actually be the songwriter.
Saturday culminating with the Big Sing. Hundreds lending their voices to Hobart's biggest impromptu choir.
The Big Sing is essentially just a really big party, like a karaoke party.
And everyone's invited, no matter how well you can hold a note. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmanians have grabbed their map Guernseys out of the cupboard and headed to North Hobart Oval for the state clash with Queensland. More than 7,000 young and old showing their support for our men's and women's sides, with pro stadium supporters making their voice heard.
A rallying call to arms for Tasmanian footy. These passionate Tasmanians warmed up at the TCA ground ahead of the big day.
I think we've got a really good side. Looking through the players, during the week, and let's go Tassie.
At the ground, it was a sea of maps. From the gates to the canteens through to the wet areas, thousands put the north-south rivalry to one side.
I had to pump on music all the way in, and it's really important that we get a lot of people around here today.
I think one thing about footy in Tassie, everyone is so heavily invested.
The triple header played in the shadow of the Macquarie Point Stadium debate. The man behind the controversial plan in attendance as the Pro Stadium campaign showed their support for the project. Banners saying yes dominating the venue as they made their case at the ground.
It just goes to show the passion for our state.
Love Tasmania. Go the Tassie team, go the stadium.
Supporters say we need to get with the times.
We're here for a cause, that we want things to be built. We want the state to progress, not be stuck in the 20th century.
For footy diehards, today was a chance to relive some of the Oval's golden days when it hosted some of the map's most significant moments.
And Peter Hudson did a goal kicking expo at half time, and I've never seen so many people here.
It's been years for me. I used to go to Mini back in the day.
Younger generations also dreaming.
I'm looking forward to Tasmania winning.
Tasmania kind of gets overlooked a bit sometimes, and it'd be really
small.
good if we get the team.
John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Environmentalists are celebrating a win with a patch of Huon Valley forest set to be preserved. The Grove of Giants is home to the world's largest blue gum, as well as 150 trees over 4 metres in diameter. Campaigners at the Tree Projects say it's been taken off Sustainable Timber Tasmania's 3-year logging schedule, with the group stoked by the development. Nearly 30 Tasmanians living with disability have graduated from an innovative leadership program run by New Horizons. The 8-week course helps young people develop capability and self-belief, giving them the tools to be more active in our community.
I've learnt to help people more and be more of a leader. I was never that before, but I started being more one now.
We really try and demonstrate that sense that a champion is someone who puts themselves out there, tries to do the best for the people that they're with, and be really ambitious and aim for those goals and dreams.
It's the 2nd year the program has run. As Bicheno Beams begins on the east coast, tourism operators say they're seeing an off-season influx of visitors. With international travel still more expensive than pre-COVID levels, more holiday makers are saving by venturing into their own backyard.
Using a winter visit to chill out. Brad Cooper and his family have flown south from the Gold Coast.
This is definitely a different experience, a very nice touring holiday, very easy pace, very slow, gentle, lovely.
He's one of an increasing number of tourists choosing to visit in the traditional off-season.
We thought it would be a relaxing experience, that it would be around the cold weather, it would be around the scenery, it would be around lovely warm fires and food.
And the cooler months are also a less expensive time to drop in. Emily Elmer's company manages 70 holiday rentals in the region. She's seeing a higher occupancy rate than in previous years.
We really try to price competitively during winter to make sure that it's affordable for everyone to come and stay, whereas summer, we're very busy.
According to the region's tourism chief, with international travel costs still higher than pre-pandemic, the Apple Isle is increasingly an attractive option.
International flights are really expensive at the moment, but travelling here in Tassie, you can get some really good deals.
One of those great deals, free admission to Bicheno Beams, which starts tonight. Now in its 3rd year, last season's launch drew more than 10,000 people.
Here on the coast in the winter, you get crystal blue days, there's not as many crowds, there's still lots of awesome activities to do.
A cool weather visit, a light bulb moment for tourists. Annie Green, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmania's men's side has defeated Queensland in front of more than 7,000 people at North Hobart Oval. A late flurry helped the man in the map overpower the Maroons in a thriller. In the women's, the Sunshine State was too strong for the home side.
Fears yesterday's wet conditions would be somewhat of a leveller didn't eventuate. Tasmania started well, but Queensland led at quarter time, also dominating early in the second.
Kicks from 45. Looks good off the boot, straight through the middle.
But 2 goals in red time put the home side in front at the main break. Sam Siggins making his mark.
Siggins takes it out of the ruck and throws it on the boot. Outstanding!
Queensland, though, bounced back to be 4 points up at three-quarter time. As tempers frayed, the visitors had the same case of the yips as the Sydney Swans, unable to convert their dominance. Brandon Leary, meanwhile, made the most of his and Tassie's opportunities. Tyler McGuinness's game was over after this nasty clash, but the Island team kept fighting. Jake Hines levelled it up, and Leary put Tasmania back in front. Siggins then stood tall again to seal the result.
Sammy Siggins on the left, it's drifting towards the goals!
In the women's, 3-1 in the first quarter had the Maroons flying.
Rachel Vedder and bangs it home, the second goal for Queensland.
The lead growing to 4 goals before Alice Robinson put them within 3 goals at the half. Deanne Taylor's magic had Tassie dreaming of a great comeback.
From the pocket, Deanne Taylor!
But the Maroons steadied and took control, 3 majors in a row giving them a healthy 3-quarter time lead. Despite their best effort, Tassie were unable to rein it in. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
The state's under-18 hockey teams have begun their national championship campaigns. The men got off to a flyer, winning 4-0 against New South Wales B. The 4 goals coming from 4 different scorers.
We've got plenty of goal scorers in our team and we've got a well-rounded team, so that's going to be beneficial to us, I guess.
Meanwhile, the girls drew with Western Australia Black 2 goals apiece. In the NPL, the title race has reopened after South Hobart ended Devonport's unbeaten run. 2 second-half goals helping South record an upset 3-1 win at Valley Road. Last night, Glenorchy kept in touch with the Strikers at the top of the table, defeating Kingborough 4-0, while Riverside thumped Launceston United 4-1. In Italy, Tasmania's Georgia Baker has ridden through torrential rain to finish a provisional 3rd in the opening time trial of the Giro d'Italia Donne. With more than half the remaining riders still to start, organisers made the decision to cancel the stage due to the inconsistent weather and the results nullified. Stage 2 of the tour through Italy will resume tonight. Stuart McSwain has taken a step back to being his best, racing his first 1,500-metre race since September. In Switzerland's Diamond League Lausanne, he finished in 7th place, despite being in 3rd place at the start of his final lap. His next race is Diamond League Stockholm, 3,000 metres on Monday. Launceston's Keely Frolling scored 13 points in a convincing Opals victory over South Korea last night. Australia qualified for both the Paris Olympics and the Asia Cup semi-finals in the team's 91-64 win. They'll face China tonight. In the NBL 1, the Chargers women's game against the KC Cavaliers has just got underway. Also in Victoria, the Launceston Tornadoes are taking on the Knox Raiders. In a tight first half, the Torns are leading by just 1 point. We'll have a full wrap of the games tomorrow. And finally, in sport, in local netball, Kingston, the South East Suns and the Cavaliers all record wins in the T&L. The Cavs also leapfrogged Cripps into the double chance spot on the ladder after they were defeated by the Northern Hawks. The Hawks breaking the game open in the second term with a 19-9 quarter, holding off a fast-finishing Cripps 61-56. Ashmore accurate once again, scoring 44 goals from 47 attempts.
Good evening. 13 the top for Hobart, Launceston and Burnie today, Devonport 15. Edison Point, the state's top at 16, 14 for Flinders Island and Low Head. King Island, Wynyard and St Helens all 13. Laiwini dropping down to 1 before warming up to 4 degrees. Some cloud covering the west today with more cloud over the rest of the state. Cloud also covering parts of the mainland, thicker around the Northern Territory and Queensland, Western Australia remaining mostly clear. Tomorrow a high will approach the state from the west, while a cold front will move over WA and a trough lies over Queensland. West to southwesterly winds of 15 to 25 knots, reaching up to 30 about the lower east and south. Those coastal winds will decrease to around 10 to 15 for the central west and about the upper east. There's a strong wind warning from Wineglass Bay to the lower Rocky Point. Mostly sunny for Hobart tomorrow at 14, the top mainly fine, and 15 for Richmond, a cloudy 13 for Ooze. A sunny Sunday for Launceston and Devonport, both 15, Delarey in a morning frost before a sunny 14. Mostly sunny and 14 for Burnie, Strawn a shower or 2 and 12, cloudy and 13 at Curry. St Helens sunny and 15, Swansea 16, a partly cloudy 14 for Whitemark. And looking ahead to the 3-day forecast, a fine Monday apart from some light showers about the south with areas of morning frost and some patchy fog. Showers developing around the north on Tuesday before extending elsewhere later in the day. And more showers about the north on Wednesday, possible showers elsewhere. Melbourne cloudy and 14 tomorrow, 17 for Sydney, a partly cloudy 15 for Adelaide, sunny and 19 in Perth, a top of 31 for Darwin. And right now in Hobart and Devonport, it's sitting around 9 degrees, Launceston clear and 7. And Louis, there is some good news for those heading to the east coast. Conditions should stay nice and clear for the start of the Bishno Beams this evening.
And that wraps up your news for this Saturday evening. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a lovely and safe evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.